This is my new watchtower that I built in No Man's Sky. It has the strip light effect added. A technique that I've been using for quite some time that I'm using to create what I call a lazy dome. Of course, like most of my build tutorials, you can completely reproduce it or you can just take elements. After all, some parts can be a bit annoying putting together, but I'll call those parts out when I get to them. So we start by putting down 2 small walls to raise it up a bit. Place a floor panel, then we're going to do the reverse wire glitch, which involves green stating the item, then hitting wire and place at the same time. You can see your platform buttons in the bottom left corner now, and carefully pull the wire and line it up with the centre. Now you can place a floor panel, delete that floor panel, then do the reverse wire glitch again and connect the wire as so. Delete the angled wire. Then we're going to do the wire glitch, which involves selecting the item, going into the wire menu, highlighting the pickup point and then hitting wire and place at the same time. You can delete that floor panel now. Now we're going to add walls. I went up 16, but remember, the higher you go up, the more base parts you're going to use, so take that into consideration, because you don't want to reach that base limit. Place a floor panel at the top. Then green state another floor panel, do the reverse wire glitch, and carefully place the wire. Delete the floor panels directly above the one in the bottom. Do the reverse wire glitch and connect it as so. Delete the angled wire. Wire glitch a floor panel in place. Place a floor panel, green state and then followed by the reverse wire glitch. Highlight the connector point and do the wire glitch. Then place 2 triangles. Then for the 2 edges of the triangle we do the reverse wire glitch followed by the wire glitch. Delete that triangle, then we do the same thing for the remaining triangle. At this point it's very useful to put a short range teleporter in place. Trust me, it's going to save you a lot of hassle later. Right, we can delete some of the walls at the bottom. We don't need that floor panel or the small walls anymore. And this time we're going to select a small stone panel. Wire glitch it to the connector point, making sure it's the one in the centre of your build. Do the reverse wire glitch to wire glitch. Place 2 small triangles. And as above, do the reverse wire glitch to wire glitch on each of the corners of the triangles. But when it comes to the small parts, make sure that it's glitched correctly because they go off a little bit. Okay, now the centre's done, we can go out 2 small floor panels. Small floor panels can be a little bit fiddly getting the snap. But once you've got the first one in place, it gets easier to go all the way around. That's the last segment done. I'm going to select the alloy wall, the top one. You can access them individually by clicking on the alloy wall to open up the submenu. Then I'm going to place them around the circle as so. Some of them are going to be fiddly at first, but then it will get easier. Then I'm going to select the mid-thin alloy wall and place them around the small circle as so. I found it easier to do it from the inside out. Then you do the other tier above. And at this point, we should have something like this. So now it's time to put a door in. Delete 3 of the thin walls. Place 3 small floor panels. Select a small stone wall, green state it and do the reverse wire glitch, pull the wire to the centre. Delete the 3 small floor panels. Then wire glitch a small floor panel to that connector point. Place a small floor panel as so, delete that small floor panel. Then place the mid thin alloy walls as so. Then place a mid alloy doorway as so. Then select and place 2 short alloy walls. At this point you want to delete those 2 walls, replace them with 2 short walls. Then delete those 2 short walls. Now you can select the half ramp, the stairs, and put that in place, followed by the mid sloped alloy panel. Now we can delete those short walls and reinstate the mid thin allied walls. Remembering to put them underneath as well. Now it's time to create the overhang for the door. Wire glitch a floor panel as so. Then select the small stone wall B next to the short stone wall A, and then hit the 2 triggers at the same time, L2 and R2. Other platforms, bottom left corner. Now we're going to place a wall, delete the scaffolding but not the wall. Place a sloping alloy roof panel as so. On a side note, if the adjacency glitch is annoying you, just place a short wall on the floor panel and have the overhang sticking out that little bit more. We can now delete the wall, raise it up another layer, and place the sloping alloy roof gables on either side. Okay, that's the doorway done. Now we're going to jump to the top and extend the circle out 2 floor panels all the way round. Then raise the central tower all the way up to the top, but you only have to do a quarter half of it at this point. As you can see, I've done one segment, but that is purely for my reference, as you truly don't know how it's going to turn out until you've done several segments, but we'll get to that later. But to create the bottom angle slope, place 2 small walls as so. Delete the bottom one. Select a small wall, do the reverse wire glitch. Carefully centre the wire. Green state a small wall on the top, do the reverse wire glitch, and pull the wire to the bottom of the angled wire. Now you can delete the small wall and the angled wire. Now you can do this all the way around, or you could do it in batches. Now we're going to place walls 2 high. Then place floor panels on the top, on the outside. Select a small wall and do the reverse wire glitch and pull it down to the bottom. Now you can delete the 2 walls and the floor panel. Of course you're going to do that all the way around, but if you want a different angle, you don't have to go up 2 walls, you can go up just slightly shorter. But now we have those angled wires, we can select the alloyed glass panel, wire glitch it to the connector point as so, select a small flow panel, place it as so, and then move the glass flow panel down half a step. You can do that all the way around or in segments. Copy the glass floor panel and snap it underneath. Remember to rotate it so the pattern is consistent. And of course you're going to do that underneath the circle as well. The bottom row is now giving us a guide to how high the tower is going to be. We can remove that row for now and start placing the rest of the tower. I'm removing those ones because we don't need them anymore. Okay, now we're going to create a stripped light effect around the top of the tower. As you can see, placing the small allied walls can be a bit of a pain, so select the light flow panels, place them instead, and then when you highlight them, you can select swap parts, left hand side of the menu, and replace them with a small alloyed panel. Now you could just keep them as light flow panels, but you get a lot of light coming from them, and that is the reason why I'm building up the layers, as you'll see in a minute. So place a light flow panel as so, adjacency from the thin stone wall to the small stone wall, place 3 flow panels as so, delete the scaffolding, and then you're going to do that all the way around. Then we're going to attach 3 raised small pavers. Place a flow panel at the top. Delete the pavers. Then attach 2 small walls. Drop the flow panel as so. Delete the small walls. And then repeat that process one more time. It isn't too complicated, it's just up 3, down 2. It's just repetitive. Now we're going to bring the floor panels in from the middle one. Delete the bottom one if it's getting in our way. Do the adjacency glitch once you're into. Then come in from underneath to place the light floor panel. It might be awkward at first, but once you find the angle, it will all snap quite easily. But make sure the light flow panel is facing the right way, with the side with no detail on it facing outwards. As you can see from when you select it, you can see the pattern. Then you're going to repeat that process for the top layer. But you're going to swap out the light flow panel for the alloy panel so you don't get the light bleed. Of course, this is the final one, usually the one that's most difficult. It's quite straightforward. If this section of the build is just a little bit too annoying, you can skip it, or just have the bare light floor panels. It'll give a lot of light inside the tower. But when your circle's done, of course wire it up. And then place the thin alloy walls, but make sure it's the correct snap point. And then you can fill out the circle with more alloyed walls. But leave the middle empty because you'll need that to access the tower later. And now we can put the glass panels back in place. And at this point, if you haven't already, complete the watchtower bottom half. Now it's time to put some stairs inside the central pillar. So start by putting a small stone wall, like so. Attach two small triangles to either side. Then select the half stairs. The first one might be a bit awkward trying to find the snap, but after that it's quite straightforward. And when the mood takes you, it's a good time to put a floor in. So place a triangle followed by the small stone floors. Attach a wall to the side of the stairs. Attach two small floor panels to it. Put in the rest of the floor. You only have to put one in the middle. Delete that wall now. Attach a triangle, best to do that from underneath. Select the half stairs, then carry on building up your staircase. It's up to you how many floors you want to put in, but the minimum distance I'd say between floors should be 2 wall levels. Right, it's lazy dome time. Pull a wire from the outside to the inside. Delete that glass floor panel. You're now free to delete that wire. And then put that glass floor panel back, but making sure it's in the right direction. Select the mid-alloyed arch by opening up the sub-menu. Then wire glitch it, as so. Then place the alloyed arch on top of that one. Do the reverse wire glitch and pull the wire to the centre. Then wire glitch the alloyed arch to that one. Then repeat the process for the next tier up. And then at this point it's important to put the small alloyed walls in place. Bottom and top. Then we're going to place 4 walls as so. And 3 short walls. If you've went with a different angle, it'll be a slightly different level. Then we're going to place a floor panel at the top of those 3 short walls. Then go 3 floor panels out. Then select the raised small paving, go up 3, place a floor panel at the top, down the 2 small walls, then drop the floor panel, and you only have to create that one layer all the way around. Bring the floor panels back in, attach the light floor panels. Best to do that from underneath, but making sure it faces the right direction. Now select the alloyed roof panel, making sure you snap it to the upper floor panel. Delete those 2 floor panels. Place a wall like so. Place 2 floor panels like so. Now you can place a glass alloyed floor panel in the inside, but you've created a low snap point so it's actually flush at the top. Now you can delete that scaffolding. And of course you're free to delete that scaffolding as well. Now select the glass timber wall. You might have to fiddle with the camera quite a lot to get the angle, but once you've found it, wire glitch the glass timber wall to those wire points. And yes, you have to change the angle on the top one. It's one of those things. Once that layer is complete, you're free to delete the previous wire set. It's probably a good idea to make a save each segment. You're going to repeat that process all the way around, but I'm going to highlight some of the problems you may encounter later in your build. But yet, I'm halfway through, and as you can see, it's starting to look really good, but at some point it's worth wiring up things, but hiding the wire like I have here. Okay, later in the build, you might encounter something like this. It's quite clear the arch is twisted. What's happened is, as you've gone round, the wire has reached a certain point where the central wire is twisting the build. The solution is quite simple, simply rotate the central wire. Now the wire is rotated, let's pull the wire to the centre again. Do the same setup as before. And there you can see the arch is back in line. And I found this to be the best angle for me. The central wire placed like so, all those walls there will now complete smoothly. Okay, the last segment, usually the one that's most awkward. And something I forgot to mention earlier, sometimes you can select the wire without deleting the floor panel. But essentially it's the same as before, but with slightly different angles to deal with the confined space and of course, the conflicting snap points. But I'll let you watch the rest of this in peace, and I'll be back with the last few elements of the build. So at this point we're going to swap out the stone floor panels for the glass alloy floor panels. Of course, leaving a hole in the middle because you want to access those stairs that you built earlier. You're also free to get rid of all the wires around the edge. You can also put something on the top, but most people don't have this part, so select something else. If you come in from underneath with something like the planetary globe, turn 3 plates on, scale it up. Then you can rotate and place a few times, which creates quite an interesting effect, but you're now free to decorate the rest of the watchtower how you please. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, hit that like and subscribe button, and the bell thingy, and of course, thank you for watching. See you all later.